Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create two different types of overlay materials that you can use for interactive highlight objects. The first material is inspired by The Last of Us. It creates a soft, glowing wave around the object to draw the player's attention. I've also included a short gameplay clip so you can see exactly how it works. On the wall, I placed a few variations with different speeds and values so you can compare them. The second material is a simpler highlight effect. It just draws an outline around the object, and you can easily adjust the width and the color of that outline. We'll start with material A, then move on to material B, and finally I'll show you how to set everything up in a blueprint. To make things easier, I've split the project files into two folders, A and B, so you won't get confused. And as always, you can find the zip file of the full project down in the description. All right, let's get started by creating a new material. Open it up and set the blend mode to translucent. Change the shading model to unlit and don't forget to check two-sided. Now let's build the nodes step by step. First, add a time node. Then by holding the A key and left-clicking, add an add node. Do the same with the M key to create a multiply node. Connect them like this. Next, create a constant, convert it to a parameter, and this will control the wave speed. On the other side, add a world position node. Connect the XYZ output into a component mask, and check only the red channel. Plug that into a divide node. For the B input, add another parameter. This one controls the wave width. Now take the output from the add node and plug it into a sine. After that, hold L and click to create a lerp. Connect the sine into the alpha. For inputs A and B, create two new parameters. These will be your minimum and maximum opacity. Do this step again for a second set, but make sure the parameter names are different. If they're the same, changing one will also change the other. Next, hold the number 3 and click to create a vector 3. Add one more multiply and connect the nodes like this. And that's it. Now let's test it on our objects. In the Details panel, look for Overlay Material. I've already created a material instance from our master, so I can easily tweak the values and see the changes in real time. All right, now let's move on and create material B. Make a new material and open it up. Set the blend mode to masked, the shading model to unlit, and enable two-sided. Now, add a multiply node and connect it to the world position offset. For input A, use vertex normal WS. For input B, add a parameter. This parameter will control the line thickness around the mesh. Next, add a two-sided sine node, plug it into a 1-, and then connect it to the opacity mask. Finally, add a constant 3-vector, convert it into a parameter, and connect it to the emissive color. And that's it. Just like the previous one, let's test it on our mesh. This material only has two settings you can tweak: the color and the line thickness. Now let's move on to the final part, where we actually use our materials inside a blueprint. I already have a blueprint prepared, and if you've watched my previous video where we created a Last of Us style UI, you should be familiar with it. This one has a few small changes, but you can always download the project and follow along. First, I replaced the static mesh. Then for activation, I decided to use the sphere collision, so when the player enters, the effect becomes active. So, inside Begin Overlap, I bring in a Set Overlay Material node, and I set the target to the mesh. For End Overlap, I do the same thing, but I don't set a new material there. This way, when the player enters, the overlay material gets applied, and when the player leaves, it resets back to normal. I also add an isValid check, because later on we destroy the object when pressing F. This makes sure the mesh is still valid and avoids any reference errors. All right, everything is working perfectly. I hope you learned something new today. If you run into any problems, just let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. If there's any topic you're stuck on, feel free to share it as well. It not only helps me choose new video ideas, but maybe I can also help you solve it. Thanks again.